What's good, everybody? This is GeekSet Radio, your number one stop shop for tech and entertainment news, pop culture, and all that good stuff. We're going to get things rolling today. My name is Judd. As always, I'm hanging with my main man, Danny.
What up, people? Danny, aka Newark Hip Hop.
Got a big show for you guys this week. A whole lot of nonsense is going on in the world. So, I'm not hungover this week, so I'm bringing the energy. So, let's get kicking in our tech segment. The biggest thing that we've been waiting on, Danny, and I think everybody else that reps GeekSet, Droid Gang, is we're waiting to see what's up with this new Nexus, man. These rumors are really picking up steam, dog.
Yeah, this is good, because now we're pretty much getting, it started off with rumors last week, and it's only been a week, and we're pretty much getting confirmation. So we're about to bring you guys a lot of information about what's going on with the next Nexus. The thing that's way out front, and we mentioned it last week, was that LG is going to be bringing a Nexus phone. So far, it's been pretty much confirmed. I want to say about 90% confirmed. It's going to be called the LG Optimus G Nexus or the Optimus G. One of those, but it's an LG-made Nexus phone. The difference is last week, we had very vague rumors. Now we have a lot more information about specs, about what's going to happen with Android 4.2 and all that. And I mean, even before we get into that, I think this is huge because we're moving away from Samsung for a second, and LG's getting the spotlight. And I think if LG plays this right, it's nothing but success for them from now on. I said it before in the Kali that LG is about to set the standard for, if everything goes right, is about to set the standard for Android smartphones for the next 5 years.
Oh, definitely. And I think for a while there, and see, this goes back to, a lot of people are kind of, and myself included, we're all kind of throwing the cold shoulder towards LG or whatever, and for good reasons. Their hardware, up until this point, we still don't know what's going to happen. It's pretty much been fucking shitty. But I don't know if you remember this, but back when the Nexus project was pretty new, this is like right after the Nexus 1 dropped, there were a lot of rumors that Google was going to have each one of the major manufacturers make a Nexus device.
Yeah.
So I sat back and thought about it the other day, like you and I were talking about it earlier in the week about this. And I kind of clicked back and I was like, man, this really isn't a big shock. Like at first I thought, I'm like, man, LG, come on, man. But then watching the videos for what the LG Optimus G, I guess that's going to be the themed version of the Nexus. It's going to be LG's new flagship or whatever. That's got some pretty dope features, and I think if hardware-wise, I think that's going to be the biggest thing for LG because they've had so many problems with that. But like you said, I think they're going to really set the standard as far as one-upping Samsung, because Samsung put a lot of thought into like little features in the Galaxy S3, like waving your hand over it to make a screenshot or things like that, just little gimmick stuff that you would use on a day-to-day basis. But I think LG is really going to try and, like you said, set the bar and be like, okay, here's the new line.
Yeah.
Get like us.
Definitely. I don't think it'll compete at the beginning with the S3, because S3 is a beast of its own. But I think as far as pure Google phones, it's gonna be a problem. I mean, the specs we're hearing right now is quad core S4 processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, true HD IPS display, 8 megapixel camera, on-screen navigation soft keys. Those are the good things. The things that people might be a little bit upset about is going to be a no micro SD slot, but shouldn't be too surprised about that because I believe no Nexus phone has that.
I wasn't too bad on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I think I said it. I think I said it on the call the other day, and you and I are big advocates of this, is that Google wants everybody to use their stream service. Like, I know last week when I was going to Atlantic City on the train, I listened to my Google Music, like, exclusively. I didn't even use my Spotify. But I think, the only drawback to this is I don't like the rumor that they're coming out that it's not going to have a removable battery. I don't like that.
Yeah, but I mean, that pretty much means this shit is gonna have to have either some type of killer battery or something that they've mentioned, which I was just gonna talk about. If you guys remember, there was Project Butter that came out with the Nexus 7, which basically sped up Android overall. Now we're hearing about Project Roadrunner, which is supposed to improve battery life. But again, that's a rumor. But non-removable battery is only an issue if your battery sucks.
I think I like it. I like having a removable battery, in all honesty, because I like being able to just pull my battery instead of relying on soft keys to do a hard reset or something like that. It's more of a comfort thing, I think, for me. But again, I've never had a phone that didn't have a battery besides the iPhone.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I've pretty much been able to have, but I mean, I can think, only when I've rooted my phone, and mostly my G2, that I had to pull batteries in there. But most of my other phones that have had batteries and have never had to put it. So I mean, for me, the non-removable battery isn't an issue as long as the battery doesn't suck. The other two things, we're speaking about storage a second ago. It's gonna have allegedly wireless charging built in, which that's a novelty.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool novelty. Now here's where an issue is happening, because they're reporting that it's gonna come in 8 gigabytes and 16 gigabyte storage options only, and this ties along with something I semi-predicted literally day before this news came out, which was how cool would it be if they came out with a phone, with a Nexus phone, pure Nexus phone, so no complaining about any overlays, crazy specs, and they would have dropped this thing at a stupid low price. And with these type of specs and only 8 and 16 gigabyte storage options, I could see this 8 gigabyte $250 LG Nexus and a $300 $16 gigabyte Nexus. Which,
now, are you talking on contract or off contract?
I'm talking about off contract. GSM,
Okay.
GSM unlocked. Like, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I could see people at that point. I could see some more savvier tech heads dropping their Galaxy S3s and their One X's and coming over here. Like I said, me personally, I said it before. If this thing comes out $250 for 8 gigabyte, I'm in the market for a new phone. I will get this. I will get this. But yeah, there's a lot more news to talk about there. So that's the specs and that's the storage options. Now, so overall, the Nexus program itself is getting an overhaul. They're saying Google's gonna go ahead and open it up to every manufacturer. You can have your own Nexus phone, but there's gonna be real stringent hardware requirements that you have to meet. Some of the ones that I've been reading so far, all phones have to have enough hardware power to run all Nexus games, which pretty much means they have to have at least Tegra 3, from what that's what I'm assuming, and they have to support NFC. So that's gonna be at least 3 other things for the new Nexus program.
The other thing that I was reading as well is that it has to have stock Android, and it has to have at least 64 megs of secure memory for media streaming. So they really are bringing home to the people that listen to music on their phone, that watch movies and stuff, like watch Netflix and things like that, to get that little extra power for that dedicated memory on there. So we'll probably be seeing more 2 gigabyte RAM devices in order just to give that extra push. Do you really need 2 gigs on a phone? Not really, but it's fucking nice to have. And I guess we can kind of segue this, Danny, into about the custom skins. We can kind of segue this into Project Roadrunner. With this, it's the new project that they're talking about, because with the new standards that they're going to have for the Nexus devices, it's obviously got to have stock Android, and any skins that the manufacturers want to have is going to be a part of a customization center. That basically the OG Evo had this when it first dropped, where you can switch Sense off and run stock Android. But when it got, I think, the 2.2 update, it got rid of that.
Yes,
but,
Cyanogen. I don't know if anybody's ever run a Cyanogen. I know Cyanogen had something like this. They had a theme changer. I know I had.
Oh yeah, Cyanogen.
Yeah. They had a theme changer, and that's what I'm assuming. This is what it sounds like, and I wouldn't be surprised, because I know Cyanogen. He works, the developer himself. He works for Samsung, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that came over from them. But yeah, it's a customization center where, like Jet said, you can pretty much change templates, change themes. You can change all your icons with the click of a button. So, no more having, to, root or have to do all the crazy things or change each icon one by one. using these other launchers. With this, I don't know what they're gonna call it, Google Customization Center. You go in there, you go on the Play Store, you download. I don't know, like I said, you download the green, the neon green theme. You go in the customization center, you press a button, boom, your skin is your theme is all changed. Which that's great because a new theme gives a phone a whole new feel. And again, people don't catch a big headache trying to do all this. It's not real technical.
I think more so than themes, it's like, my big problem, and I think you and I say this all the time about HTC, is like, I wish the HTC would make a phone that you can turn Sense off, because no matter if you put a custom launcher, it's still running over top of Sense. So Sense uses a lot of resources. So if you can turn Sense off, you can turn TouchWiz off, and run bare bones, because stock obviously doesn't use as many resources, it makes the phone perform better. So you don't have two things running on top of each other. That is a huge step in the right direction for performance. And basically what Google is doing is they're getting rid of people's reasonings to root and flash custom ROMs.
Pretty much, bro. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just it's more options. Because
right.
Not everybody.
It's safer for you to just, like you said, go in the Play Store and download a new theme, or click the little checkbox inside Appearance and turn Sense off if you want a stock Android feel. Then I see people all the time try to root their phone and they end up doing something dumb and they end up spending more time and headache, or they think that they break their phone. This is a lot easier to less tech savvy people.
Yeah, then that's because rooting, depending on what phone you have, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. But an average person, if you've never done it and you have little to no experience with a computer, it could be a headache. So
my 3D was a headache, and I would say I'm a intermediate to advanced user.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I had a G2. Anybody who had a G2 knows
HTCs are a bitch.
Yeah, knows what type of headache that was. I mean, this gives people more options to change the look on their phones. Again, something which our friends over in iPhone land don't have. But speaking real quick, yeah, of Project Roadrunner. I mean, like we said before, Project Butter, enhanced overall responsiveness, and I mean, like I said, my Nexus 7 is real responsive. I don't own another Android phone. I do own an Android phone. I just don't own one worthy enough to compare the responsiveness to. But what Project Roadrunner is supposed to do is enhance battery life, and if they can do this the right way, this is gonna push them past all the haters who always say, "Oh, but you gotta walk around with 3 batteries because you have an Android phone." So I'm hoping
that's not even true anymore.
I'm hoping it's supposed to. Yeah, pretty much. That stopped a couple of phones ago. But people still say that. People still say
still holding on.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying with Project Butter. Google Play is supposed to be updated. There's going to be personalized search. I finally hope they change that ridiculous thing in the Play Store when you browse something and you go back, it takes you to the top.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you see that video of that dude that was making he had all those complaints, 10 things he hates about Android, and that was one of them. But I think they could do more with having a better search. Sometimes it's a chore to search for stuff in the Play Store. I won't front about that. But just an overhaul for the system, because it's kind of been the same up until they changed the name to the Play Store or whatever. It gave it a little bit of a better look, but I think just some added function, a little bit easier to search. Because sometimes you got to go out of your way to look for something in particular. But I think the best, in my opinion, the best part about this Project Roadrunner is this Google Now update. And I already like the idea of Google Now. But now, for those of you that don't know, it's basically Google Siri, to dumb it down a little bit. But what you can do with this new one is basically you can ask your phone or talk to your phone and change in settings. So you can turn your Bluetooth on, turn your Bluetooth off, change your brightness, and things like that just by talking to your phone. And I think that is complete control. That's great. That is awesome.
It's like having your own customer service rep inside your phone. So that's big, and I expect even more updates from Google now, because I have it, and when I go out, like all it gives me, it'll give me traffic patterns and weather patterns.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So hopefully they add more functionality to it. They're also talking about they're gonna update the video player, and this seems to be like the most minor of things. I mean, I pretty much it's gonna accept more formats from what I'm seeing. I rarely used the video player this on any of my Android phones or even on
Nah.
my tablet. I really haven't used it. I watch videos on YouTube or whatever, but I've used it once or twice and it's pretty bare bones. So who knows? They might add video editing abilities here or whatever. So that's a good look. But yeah, I mean overall, it seems like some big shit is about to go down.
Yeah, this is like the opposite of what's going on with Apple. Apple seems like they're pushing out like many things for people to do, with each version of their operating system that's coming out. Whereas Google is really pushing the limits with like, hey, let's do this, let's change this, let's give everything an overhaul if we can that you already like it, and we're gonna change it and make it easier for you to use. And I think that's really going to be the difference between the two. I think probably within the next year, and we talked about it before, and iPhone users, you guys can be mad if you want, but you know that it's the truth that a lot of people with the S3 and now the Note 2's coming out, and with the 1X, I should say also, a lot of people jump ship because they're not getting any effort in return from Jobs Gang, from Apple. So I think with this, we're going to see a lot more people, even business people, with this Project Butter now and the updates to Google now. It's going to be better for people, for business people as well.
Yeah, look, I think I think the S3 and these other phones we had early this year put the knife in Apple's back, and I think these next couple of Nexus phones are going for the head right
Oh
here.
yeah,
Like,
and keep in mind too, and I think I always lose sight of this. I think we're so programmed to like just one Nexus device. Then they said they're going to come out with like four by the end of the year or something like that.
with the
Or
S,
that was the rumor.
that was a
Anyway.
rumor. That yeah, the S4 thing was a complete rumor or whatever. I think what the confusion was, there's a mini S3 that's coming out pretty soon, so that might have been the
Okay.
confusion. That might have been
Maybe
with that.
I thought I read somewhere that they're gonna have like different Nexus devices, and I think we kind of touched on it a couple of weeks ago, maybe in like one of the first shows.
Oh, you're talking
Um,
about? Oh my bad. You're talking about like they're gonna have various Nexus devices.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, yeah. That's what I'm saying. We're pretty much like I think we're gonna get this. I'm guaranteed we're gonna get this LG Nexus coming up now. After that, we're gonna have the Galaxy Nexus 2. There's already been rumors and SketchUp of that one, and I would not be surprised if by the middle, if not before of next year, we have a Motorola Nexus. So
Wouldn't shock me. That would really
yeah,
fulfill what they wanted to do
and
two years ago.
the best part is all these phones are stock Android phones.
Yep.
Stock Android phones, high spec phones, and if the pricing is right and Google starts throwing out high end unlocked phones for $250 $300, these carriers are gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah, and I hope that we get some CDMA support because I don't see myself leaving Sprint anytime soon. Because I checked about how much my shit will cost on Verizon. Man, that shit would be like $1.10 for like 5 gigs of data.
Yeah, no,
I was like, whoo.
that's ridiculous. What I'm really hoping is happening is these high end phones at 250 300, and who knows, we could maybe start seeing mid spec phones on the in the Google Play Store for $150 $200, and that's gonna put these carriers in fucking problems. That's gonna put them in problems because they're no longer gonna be able to rate people on 2 year contracts, still paying $300 for a mid end phone and $400 or $500 for a high end phone. So I'm hoping Google goes through with this. I'm fucking hoping Google buys themselves Sprint and MetroPcs together.
All right, so let's talk about we got one company that's seemingly making all the right decisions, and we got another one, and me and you both have been heavy talking about Microsoft is gonna shit the bed, and I'm pretty sure that they have shit the bed with this one. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, is their new quote unquote God phone. Shout outs to Hip Hop List Forever on the Collie. The Lumia 920 is gonna be exclusive for AT&T. How bad did Microsoft fuck this up, bro?
This is fucking mind-boggling to me. It's like they're trying to fuck it up. Okay, this like for people that know, the 920 is their high-end phone. This is their iPhone. This is their Nexus. This is what they're betting the ranch on. So, wouldn't you want that phone on as many carriers as possible so it gets as much exposure as possible? No, they're having it exclusive to AT&T. Now, I have a theory behind this. My theory behind this is that they're trying to minimize their loss. I mean, instead of having your phone flop across 4 carriers, they might have their phone flop flop in 1 carrier. That's my theory to this, because from a business standpoint, and yeah, I don't work for Microsoft, but from a business standpoint and common sense standpoint, I don't see why they're leaving it here. Now, the Lumia itself will be available on other carriers, but it's going to be the 820. The 820 is the lower end phone. The 820 doesn't have that pure view camera on it. The 920 is what everybody's talking about, that high end phone. And even with the names 920, 820, I'm not a fan of giving phone numbers as their name, because people confuse them. Because somebody could go out and hear about the new Nokia Windows 8 phone. They're gonna go buy the 820. Then somebody else gonna go buy the 920, and the person with the low end 820 is gonna be like, "Oh, I have the same Nokia phone," when they don't. But again, I don't understand this. I think they're trying to fuck this up at this point. Oh, hang on. That's not even that. Hang on a second. That's not even that. Didn't we speak last week about the price?
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about pricing?
They were saying that it's gonna be off contract was like, I forget. I would have to pull up the show notes
like
from last week.
$600 or $700.
It's gonna be like 6 something off contract, which means it would probably be about 300 on contract or more. Actually, 300 on contract for this phone was too much to begin with.
For an introductory phone. Again, this is all. That's why, man. This phone game is a game of chess. This is all on the heels of Google about to drop possibly a $250, $300 high-end phone themselves on right now you can get an iPhone 4. I think they're getting them for free now. The iPhone 4. The 4 is pretty much for free on AT&T. Yeah. So they had to, I'm not saying make this phone a $99 phone. I've heard that before, but I'm not saying that. Drop it down a bit, maybe $200, and have it across T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T. Have it across everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think, and the way that AT&T is very iPhone heavy usage anyway. I think if they had dropped this on T-Mobile at a good price point, people would have gobbled it up. You know what I mean? But now I'm just like, like you said, it's almost like they want to fuck it up. It's like, you're already trying to get your foot in the door with, because your last venture into this flopped. Windows phones haven't exactly been selling great,
Yeah.
And to only put it on one carrier, and wasn't the last Lumia, the Lumia 900 or whatever it was, or the
7, I believe it was a 7 something.
Yeah, see the numbers. It's like BlackBerry all over again. But like that one was exclusive to AT&T, and it flopped.
They were giving it away after 3 months.
Yeah.
They were giving it away for $50 and free sometimes on Amazon after 3 months. So I don't know what's happening over there, but they need to get their shit together if they want to make any dent inside this phone arena, because they're already pretty far behind as far as their operating system and whatnot, but they really need to get their shit together with this. So I mean, let's see.
Yeah, we should have got Hip Hop Lives Forever to get on here and explain this shit, since he rides so hard for Windows.
He would have somehow made it into a good thing that it's only available. I shit you not. I think dude said that having it on one carrier makes the phone an exclusive item to want.
You can't. Honestly, the only phone that had the ability to make people jump ship to another carrier was the iPhone.
Pretty much.
I did it. I jumped from Verizon to AT&T to get the iPhone way back in the day. You know what I mean? So And a fucking Windows phone is not making people go, yo, I want this, dog. I gotta go. Nah, nope, not happening, not happening. So, again, we got a little like theory with, or a little like recurring theme with companies making moves here. The redheaded stepchild of Deutsche Telekom, which is T-Mobile here in America, they merged with MetroPcs. It's a $1.5 billion merger. This is good for business. I give the Fonz 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, and like right off the bat, people need to know this is it's basically MetroPcs taking over T-Mobile, and not T-Mobile taking over a MetroPcs. Before you get too excited, I mean, when I first read this, I'm on T-Mobile only for these next about 3-4 months or whatever. Then I'm getting the fuck out of here. But I mean, overall, you know, this is a good look for T-Mobile. This is a good look. More exposure, more phones out there. I don't know what's gonna, 5 years down the line, I don't know what this is gonna mean. I've read that at some point or another, Metro PCS customers are gonna have to have GSM phones. They're gonna have to be on that network. They're gonna have to be on the GSM network. That's what I've read. That's a rumor that I've read. But yeah,
well, I think the tricky thing is too is, and I said this I said this on the call the other day, is people are like, it is a good thing. Like I said when I kind of dropped the subject, I think this is a good thing. But the problem that we have here is you kind of brought this into it, is that we have 2 different networks here. We've got a GSM network and Metro CDMA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And that's going to cause some issues here for the first, I would say, year or so. They'll probably keep it separate for a little while. But where this does help is this helps T-Mobile, and this is like a 50-50 mutual thing, because Metro's got a stranglehold in big cities. You go to New York or LA, Philly, places like that, Atlanta, central cities like that. Metro is huge because it's cheap, and for people that don't leave the city often, that's a good deal. You get like unlimited everything for like $40 or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, they are. They're actually really good. You start off with like, I know my father has. You start off with like a $60 contract, and we drop like a couple of dollars every month or whatever. But I mean, overall, even with the whole network thing, I read that they're both going to start rolling out like LTE networks.
Yeah, Metro already has an LTE network.
Yeah, so
it's not very good. It's better than what T-Mobile has. Put it like that.
So I think they're going to update that, and T-Mobile's going to drop their own, and they're going to meet towards that. And that's still 5, 6, 7 years down the line. But this, more than anything, this creates a new player in the phone game. And hopefully Metro. What's gonna happen is, because it's either Metro's gonna have to upgrade a little bit, and I'm talking about phones and plans, or T-Mobile's gonna have to downgrade a bit.
Well, everything now, all the small carriers. I think I talked about this a while ago, and this is probably gonna be gonna come into a bigger play now. Is that these smaller companies are gonna have to get all the big dog phones too, But Metro is very friendly with having unlocked phones anyway, if you flash them, So that's the other thing too, which we got to keep in mind now. They're going to be playing among the big dogs, and the manufacturers might not like that so much, having that ability for people to flash their phones over, non-subsidized and things like that. But this is definitely going to be something to keep an eye out for, from a business standpoint, and for, as consumers.
Yeah, I mean, more than there's a Metro PCS fucking everywhere. at least fucking here where I live, there's a fucking Metro PCS.
Yeah, we don't have Metro where I live, but I mean, if I go to like Philly, like as soon as you hit like fucking like Reading, I think from Reading to Philly, which is like all on the eastern side of PA, all the way through Camden, on the other side of the bridge in Jersey. Metro is huge. Like as soon as you get, I think past Reading maybe, or like when you get to like Coatesville or something like that, that's when you start seeing the little Metro joints on every other corner next to the Crown Chicken and the liquor stores.
For real.
Fucks with that Crown Chicken though, dog. That shit's terrible for you, but it's good. All right, so I guess this is kind of our little. We haven't had a gadget of the week, so I guess this kind of would qualify maybe a future gadget of the week. And I thought this was pretty dope, so I added to the show notes. Google's working on that. We were talking about Project Glass, and now it looks like it might be taking a watch form. They got a little flip-up watch that has a little screen, and apparently you can do all kinds of crazy shit with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's already a bunch. Like the smartwatch field. There's a couple of really nice smartwatches out. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of. It was maybe like one of our third episode or something. I spoke about Steve Wozniak, I believe his name. The dude, I think he's from Apple, about his crazy book bag or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he had like a real crazy ass smartwatch type of deal. But yeah, Google's coming out with this smartwatch with a projection screen, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing has interaction with, even with Project Glass or whatever. So it's gonna turn. It's a GPS implemented right there. You're supposed to be able to see like your messages and stuff there, but I don't know how convenient. How big can you make? I don't want no 5-inch watch screen.
You be sweating to read your emails.
Pretty much, it's gonna have GPS interaction with things. You're gonna have advertisements on it, and I mean, I love shit like this. This is some old Jetsons shit. Jetson shit to me.
Some James Bond shit.
Yeah, this is some total Jetson shit for me. So, pretty much if let's say you're a person that catches the bus, you got your watch right here, how late is your next bus? How late is your next train? Is it quicker for you to walk? And you can get the directions straight off of your watch.
You can sell dope straight off your Google Watch.
Yeah, dope straight off the watch.
I think it's cool, like also with the Google goggles thing, say you see an advertisement for something, you just flip up your little watch and it'll read it out, and then it'll, pull the Google search results or the Google shopping results, and boom, you already know how much that product costs, and probably will link you to somewhere that you can buy it. You can sync it to your bookmarks when you get home, or when you get on your train, you pull out your Nexus 7 tablet, boom, there's the shopping results right then and there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like always, man, Google leading the way. I know, sometimes we talk a lot of shit, but like you're seeing innovation from Google, and probably with a thing like this, we're seeing SketchUps now. And I mean, I remember actually because Project Glass, we saw SketchUps, and within a year and a half, we saw the actual product.
Yeah, so, this is more practical, I think, than the goggles.
Yeah, much more.
I wonder if you were to guess how much you think something like this will cost. How much you think it will cost, and how much you think it should be. How much it should cost.
I mean, depending on what you can do for it, because right now you're talking about at least GPS and having the Google having maps, having the Google goggles thing. If people don't know, Google goggles is a real cool thing where you point your phone at a product and it compares it to other products and it gives you information about it. I mean, something like this, I think, it's a high-end toy, so I think somewhere between $1 and $150.
That's what I was thinking about
to be successful.
Actually,
to be successful, somewhere between $1 and $150, and again, most likely you're gonna need a fucking a data plan to have this to work. So you want to keep that. You want to keep that price low, because people are already gonna have to pay for a separate data plan or use the one that they got.
Well, the good thing is that this probably won't require a lot of data, because it's mostly just maps and quick searches. So, they could find a way to swing this like Amazon did and give you a couple hundred megabytes per month. You know what I mean? And that would be more than enough, I think, for a product like this. And I mean, if this shit is waterproof, I would get one.
Yeah, no, this is it's gonna have to have Gorilla Glass.
G-Shock's the shame.
Yeah, it's gonna have to have Gorilla Glass and all that other stuff on it.
Oh yeah.
It'd be dope if they named this, I don't know, the Nexus watch.
Yo, maybe, like you said, a year's time, maybe we'll get it next year.
Nexus watch.
Maybe we'll get it next year, and I'm be asking my girl like, "Oh, I need this, babe. Come on."
I need that thing.
Yo, I mean that joint would be dope. I mean, I travel a lot too, so like, just imagine being in the airport or something. You can check your flight status right then and there. You don't gotta pull out your phone. I do it all the time. I'm like obsessive over my flights, like to make sure anytime I travel, I'm like, almost like obsessive over it, like to make sure that I have the right flight, I have the right train number, I'm on time, nothing's delayed. Like I hate feeling like I'm gonna miss something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like this will be a good look. So I wouldn't be surprised if I wonder if this would have Wi-Fi. So you can connect. A lot of cities are doing the Wi-Fi thing downtown, or this is like you said for people that do public transportation. A lot of train stations and things like that now are starting to have Wi-Fi.
I'd be surprised if it didn't have Wi-Fi. This will probably have Wi-Fi. Another cool use would be you can pick up a phone call right from your watch. You have your Bluetooth in your ear. A phone call comes in. You see on your watch who's calling you. You flip the little thing up, or you press the little side buttons, and you got your phone call through your Bluetooth. Cause they can get real creative. Shit. They can get real creative with this shit.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna have to definitely keep an eye on. I think that's one of those gadgets where I really like if that shit dropped next month, my ass will be fucking figuring out some kind of way to get it. So our next topic, you kind of threw this in there, and I didn't really get a chance to check it out. So you want to tell the people about it?
Man, I was browsing on Google Currents. If you don't have Google Currents and you own any Android device, go and download Google Currents. It's a magazine aggregator type of thing where you just download different web magazines, and it's a beautiful layout. Anyways,
I just used it, and I realized I was pouring jelly on myself this whole time. Not using it.
That thing is great. One of the ones I have, and I have, tell you guys right now, I have something on there called a magazine on there called Droid Games. And whenever a new Android game comes out, it's called Droid Gamers. And whenever a new Android game comes out, they review it, they drop it or whatever. So I was browsing the other day, and I came across something called Plague Inc. And it's a real-time strategy game, and it's a virus game basically. And I'm like, let me check this out or whatever. So you boot the game up, and I'm literally gonna do it now. So I'll give you guys the detail because it's that good of a game. Don't expect any fancy specs with this, kind of like Dead Trigger or whatever how that was. But you boot the game up, and at first you can pick a bacteria. You can either be a bacteria or a virus or whatever. And your ultimate goal is to wipe out all of humanity. And like you get a whole map, you get a flat map of the whole world. And as you start infecting people, the map turns red. Now the trick to it is not just to spread the disease, but since the people you infect, they carry the disease, you don't want to kill them too much. But like you have to take like all fucking variables into account, like weather, what country you start in, if the country's a poor country or a rich country, how you spread the disease, how resistant the disease is to a medicine. Just really, I'm telling you, like it's like you start playing it, and before you know, you get points for things. Like the game starts, and every time you infect somebody, every time you reach a new milestone, you get points, and you can spend your points either on transmission, medicine, or abilities, and one more category which I'm forgetting right now, but it's definitely a fun game. If you like real-time strategy games, again, don't expect any crazy graphics on it. This ain't fucking Halo on your tablet or your phone. This ain't zombies on your tablet or your phone. It's a real-time strategy thinking type of game that you can, each game, like from beginning to end, like I've played about 4 games already, and you'll spend a good 20 to 25 minutes, either win or lose or whatever, playing the game. So definitely check out Plague Inc. on Google Play. It's free, and it has like 1 or 2 ads, which really aren't annoying. But this game was so good that I bought the paid version, which was $1.06 to remove the ads.
That's not too bad. It seems pretty detailed, though.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's not too easy. Like, you're just not going to beat it like in a day. Because you just start off as a bacteria. But in order to become a virus, you have to beat the bacteria game on normal. And you can go all the way to, like, nanoviruses and all that.
I'm about to download this shit now, yo.
Yeah, it is.
I've been stuck on Monsters Ate My Condo. Have you played that?
No.
It is stupid, but it's addicting, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was eating so good off of that 25-cent sale.
Tell me about it.
I done cop FIFA, Madden, and like 3 other apps.
Yeah, I downloaded that instrument app, which was really dope. That tools app, something of the other tools.
Oh yeah, with the level and all that.
Yeah, the
I was
level.
gonna get it, but I was like, man, I don't need this shit.
Man, that shit has some really dope. Like it has this thing.
You was finding shit to use for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and there's the one feature, the one coolest feature I can't use because my Nexus 7 doesn't have a back camera, but it has some old James Bond shit. Like you point your phone at a building that's far away, and it'll tell you the distance to the object, and it'll tell you the height of the object if nothing is blocking it, or whatever. It has a sound
use that
meter.
shit when I travel, just to like be a nerd.
Yeah, get picked up by the CIA or some shit. Like,
And say come through with a van.
what the fuck you measuring? Trying to be born over there. But
Like yo, I'm just trying to learn, man.
yeah, no, that for those that missed it, Google does these sales, 25 cents, 10 cents sales. Like when those come out, and if join the Kali.com, because I updated that thread over the Android thread each day with the different sales that came out, and I pretty much was able, all of us were pretty much able to buy at least $10 worth of games for a couple of bucks, for $1.50, $2.
And we always are publishing stuff on our Twitter. Any
Yes.
Android news, any mobile news, sales, we always are on Twitter,
Yes.
pushing that shit hard. So if you're not following us, make sure you do so.
Definitely.
All right, so we got anything? We don't have anything else for tech, do we?
Nope.
All right, let's go to everybody's time to let loose, and I think this is starting to become a more popular part, even with the tech news that we got popping as our pop culture. The Boardwalk Empire is getting crazy, man.
They have not slipped up one fucking episode over on. I don't know how long they can keep this pace. Like this is scaring me. Like they're starting off so strong and it might end whack. But again, to me, the guy that took this next episode was Jip Rossetti.
Oh yeah.
Jip is a straight up OG super thug, or whatever. So he fucking he pretty much negotiates with Nucky in order to get the liquor business back up. And I'm only going to paraphrase it a little bit. Negotiates with Nucky to get the liquor business back running. Nucky promises him, I believe, only one shipment to amend things. Dude and his crew. No, the funny part in the episode. Fuck, what was the Italian phrase he told him?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what happened, to be honest.
Oh, it was
we were talking about Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You can never remember.
Yeah, basically when him and Nucky were having their lunch negotiating, Jip taught Nucky a phrase in Italian, which means good luck to you. And, and at the end of the episode, Jip receives the alcohol shipment, and Nucky's driver, the guy that banged his wife last season, gives him the same, tells him the same phrase, "Buona fortuna." That was the phrase. The phrase in Italian is "Buona fortuna," which means good fortune. So then the Tony's driver / bodyguard tells Jip, "Oh, Nucky says something, bone fortuna." And if anybody's seen these last 3 episodes, you know Jip has zero sense of humor. Like he takes everything to the fucking chest. So fucking he gets pissed off and he fucking decides to set a policeman on fire, a state trooper. I think that was
dude just said good luck, right? Or he said best of luck, and he's like, "What'd you say to me?" And see, it's like when people like argue with him or like try to reaffirm what they said to him, it's like he snaps. But like if people let it go, like what did he say to the dude that was pumping gas? The dude just kind of shut up and Jip let him go. But every time somebody says something back to him, like reaffirms what they said to him.
Oh, it was about what was in the back of the truck, because the truck said there was a truck with one of those like old school like coverings on it, and Jip asked him, "Oh, what's in the back of the truck?" And the kid said something like, "Oh, it says it right there." Like let's say tomatoes. Oh, it says it right there. It says tomatoes. And Jip was like, "I know what the fuck it says right there, but I'm asking you what the fuck is really in the truck."
Yeah, and it's like he kind of just let it go, and Jip say to him or whatever, it's like he just snaps. And his dude just straight lit him on fire, like right then and there. Like,
yeah, just
dude's a super goon, man. Like we keep going on with these super goons. Chip Rossetti is in a goon class of his own, man.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. I mean, I have a feeling he's one of those throwaway characters. But I'm hoping
mad that I didn't watch all of this leading up to BorardWalk Empire because he would have, or GeekSet Empire, because he would have probably been my second, my right hand man.
Yeah, no, dude is definitely fucking nuts. Let me see what else happened in that.
What's up with your boy Nucky, man?
Nucky is fucking simping. This dude was literally going through a depressive phase, the whole episode, trying to call up this whore ass broad. He
simps for a girl that he shares.
Yeah, that's fucking sad, man. That's and I think I said it a couple of episodes ago when we talked about GeekSet Radio, how the one dude I picked, I forgot for what, the boss I think I picked, like, he had his mind straight, because abroad is always a downfall of these fucking guys, and Nucky's not paying attention to his business.
Nope, shit's fucking up.
Yeah.
And he's got fucking what's his name? Doyle fucking running around like he's a king and shit. And Nucky's sitting in his room basically playing Marvin's Room, trying to call this chick all day, every day. His wife don't give a fuck. She's on her own crusade. What'd she say? She said some cold-hearted shit to him because he said he can't sleep. And she was just like, oh, a glass of warm milk will help. And she walked out the room.
Pretty much. Yo, now that you mentioned Doyle, let's talk about our boy Harold running up on Doyle. If that was not some of the most gangster shit I've ever seen. So Doyle is trying to
knock off that chubby chick too.
Yo, for real. Doyle is fucking running around telling people that he's the one that killed the German dude or whatever.
Manny Horowitz.
Yeah, so this word gets back to fucking Harold. Harold freaking somehow fucking, I don't know what type of security Nucky got. Harold somehow walks in to Nucky's house with Doyle and a gun pressed to Doyle's head, and Doyle, like a snivering little coward he is fucking pretty much almost crying, begging for fucking forgiveness. You know what's my favorite part about that thing? When he let him go, Doyle was like, you need to talk to this fucking guy.
He's like, and I think the best, this was probably the best scene that I've seen in this show so far, and there's been really good ones, but what did he say about Jimmy? He said Jimmy was a soldier.
Yep.
And he died.
Yeah, Nucky was like, at first Nucky just asked him, like, oh, how many people have you killed? Doyle goes, Harold goes like 63. Nucky's like, how did it make you feel? And Harold goes to Nucky, you know how it feels. And then
he said, you already know the answer to that.
You already know the answer to that. And he asked him, oh, like, are me and my family safe? Because of the whole Jimmy situation. And he's like, Jimmy was a soldier. He lost. You and your family are safe. Like, that's just so fucking, that shit's just so gangster, man.
Yeah, he's a gangster and a gentleman.
Yeah, he is. Like, and to him and Jip are single-handedly carrying this fucking season. Because, at least...
Oh, yeah, I think Nucky's collapse, because Nucky's doing exactly what we said when we were talking about GeekSet Empire, is, like you said, he's getting all fucked up because of a chick. His head is all wrapped up in a chick that probably got like 2-3 other dudes, and probably Nucky's man, what's the dude's name that owns the apartment?
Rothstein, yeah. Sam Rothstein.
He's probably taking her down too. You know what I mean? And he just wants to go on her apartment and sleep on her couch and cook her food.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. I don't know. And it's like, he can't afford that. At least last season, he sort of had a Jimmy to be on top of his shit, pause, to to be keeping things in.
Yeah, you don't have that no more. You can't trust Owen. He don't even know that
Owen's an idiot.
Piping his wife.
Yeah.
He's in. And the thing is Owen is a cool goon and all, but I was gonna pick Owen to be one of my goons, but I don't trust the dude. You know what I mean? Because his loyalty is not really to Nucky. Because if you think back to last season, his loyalty is still with the IRA. Because he killed that dude with the garrote wire in the bathroom because of some shit that popped off in Ireland. Ireland. He got the word to old dude from Ireland.
Yep.
So he's down for his cause, not so much my cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think either this season or it's either gonna come out this season or late last season. If Nucky already doesn't know that, that Owen's piping it down, and I think Nucky is gonna have Harold. I'm gonna call this out now. I think Nucky's gonna have Harold take care of that, and Harold's gonna become Nucky's right hand man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And the other dynamic that we haven't talked about is my man, not agent anymore, Van Alden.
Van Alden, man, he fucking homie was out of.
Dude got one of the best characters on TV, man.
He is like the guy. Again, he's another one. He's another one that's really holding up the show. So, dude was at a bar. His coworkers, who treat him like a damn chump, decide to take him out to have some drinks at a bar. The fucking ironically, the FBI roll in the place and start locking people up or whatever. And the guy, one of the FBI agents was like a neighbor from down the block or whatever. So they decide to let him go. But the dude man definitely had a scare. Yeah, dude man definitely had a fucking scare, at least, at the minimum.
What do you think's gonna happen on the? There's like 3-4 dynamics going on in this show. You got that, and then also with Jillian's running the whorehouse and whatever. I think you pointed it out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that one of the chicks in there was kind of eyeing Harold. So I wonder if that's gonna cause some tension.
I remember Jip passed by the place right before he left town. Jip actually went by the place, and Jillian told him about the little beef going on with Nucky and his brother. So that's a whole another dynamic that we gotta always keep in mind. With her, I don't know. Again, that's like a secondary story with her going on, and that really doesn't interest me, and it doesn't seem like they're putting too much interest in it.
I think it's one of those like low key stories where it doesn't. It's like one of those things where they don't. It will impact the story, but not in the way you think. Like, I think what's going to happen is it's going to create some tension because this is where they're introducing Luciano and all that. I think, because the whore business is money and all these dudes are about their money, I think that this is going to create either rifts or new partnerships, and it's going to build up and still kind of supplement the story in a way that the Harrow story is kind of going, and the Nucky and his side piece, that story, and all the other little mini business ventures that go on, they all kind of are like, it's like a spider web almost. I think this is just the new outside where it's going to kind of come into play, and they're just kind of setting it up as a business backstory.
Yep, and out of anything, Nucky needs to get his fucking head together.
He needs something, but the thing is, he don't have that structure no more. If you think about to the first season, Nucky would walk around town with his head up because he had, obviously he was running shit because he was the treasurer, right?
Yep.
He had that. His brother was the chief of police. He had Jimmy, who would do all of his goon work, drove him around, and was like his son. You know what I mean? He had his personal servant or whatever at his house that took care of everything. He had his girl, who was the former hooker, that would break him off whenever he needed. All he had to do was buy her dresses.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then he had Margaret, and that was cool because that was like his love interest, and then he had the kids. He had all of that structure, and now he doesn't have any of it, and he's still getting haunted by Jimmy's death. And now he doesn't have any structure now, and he's reduced to fucking simping a whore. And his wife is getting knocked off by an Irish guy.
Dude needs to get his shit together. He's gonna be thrown in the bushes.
Alright, so let's talk about this movie that's coming up that I'm definitely interested in. I'm gonna go check this out probably first day that it comes out, is Argo. So for those of you who don't know, it's got Ben Affleck in it. Hopefully Ben Affleck doesn't stink up the joint because he's been in some shitty movies. But and it's also got our man Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. But basically, it's about the during the Iranian Revolution in 1979, some militants took over the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, and they held 52 Americans hostage. Um, out of those, out of the people that took hostage, 6 Americans escaped, and they're basically hiding all around town in the Canadian ambassador's home and other diplomats' homes, their cabins, or whatever in Iran. And basically, this is all based on a true story. This was recently declassified. The CIA and Ben Affleck's character, they put together a plan to basically get into Iran and get the Americans out. And the way they do it is that they fake a movie script. They fake being Canadians, and they're filming a sci-fi movie that takes place like on Mars or whatever, and they meet in the desert. So that's their cover story to get these Americans out.
Yeah, I've heard. I saw the previews for it, and it looked real dope. It looked it looks like it's gonna be more of a drama than just straight up action film. But it doesn't look like a bad concept.
Nah, I think it's we need, because Hollywood has gotten so stale with reboots and things like that. This is a true story, and it has that gritty kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? Like the trailer, this seems shot really well. Like this seems like one of those movies. I'm trying to think of a movie that it's really tense the whole way through. You know what I mean? I like those kinds of movies.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's gonna. It kind of feels like a Bourne type film. Like it had that
kind of like a Bourne intensity.
Film. Yeah, with that type of intensity.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the credits, and George Clooney is a producer on it. So if George the God is touching it, this movie's gonna be good.
Nice. He should have been in that shit. Should have took it to another level too.
Clooney's my dude, man. Clooney can't do no wrong.
Dude should have been in that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of good movies coming out this fall. So I mean, I definitely wanted to put everybody up on this because again, this is based on a true story. This is not your normal, bullshit historical recreation movie. This is some shit that everybody needs to know. I think, and a lot of the tensions that are going on in the Middle East and stuff. This is a nice, it's a nice story.
Yeah.
So definitely, everybody check it out. It drops on October 12th. So what? That's next week, right?
That's next Friday.
Shit, I'm gonna have to peep it on Saturday since I gotta work.
Next Friday.
Unless I try and finagle my way out of work on Friday, but that ain't probably gonna happen. All right, so as always, we've always got some. I think this is pretty much where all the seriousness for the show stops because we got a lot of fuckery that's going on. Everybody's favorite rapper that can't rap, Lil B, the bass god, said he's gonna try out for the NBA's Golden State Warriors.
And I hope he fucking makes the team.
Yo, is Lil B the GOAT troll?
He is, man. I hope this dude makes the fucking team. Just imagine halftime. Or this dude making a layup or a free throw, and I don't know how many fans. I don't know how many fans the stadium holds, but just imagine
the Warriors got a good fan base too.
Just imagine all 20,000 of them doing the cooking dance, or just imagine the fan signs. Talk about Lil B, make this free throw, take my bitch.
Thank you, base god.
Yeah, could you just imagine?
You make this, you win the game, you can fuck my bitch.
Exactly. Listen, man. Listen.
Yo, dude be out there with the fucking grill in his mouth and shit.
Pink bandana around his head. The pink, the basketball thing they wear, the sweat, the head sweatband.
Dude will come out with 2 different shoes on.
Yeah, you got the crazy thing is like people think we're probably joking about this, but dude,
Lil B don't give a fuck.
Dude
man.
will really do that shit and smile the whole way through.
They'll lose and Lil B walk off the court smiling.
Thanking everybody, thanking the team for playing them. Thanking the other team for playing them.
Yo, I honestly, I joke a lot. I like Lil B. He's definitely like a breath of fresh air in the rap world and just entertainment as so. He's so positive, man.
I had to take that fucking dude off my Twitter, man.
Oh, for real?
Dude was killing me. I took him off weeks ago. Dude was killing me. So he would just post up crazy shit. Oh, it's 3:00. Have a good day. Be happy. Love all my fans. He would drop the craziest videos. I'm saying, like, this type of shit, I'm telling you, I want to see this dude fucking make it. Even if he's like the 11th man, the fucking 15th man, coming off the damn bench or whatever. That shit would be fucking classic.
Can you imagine? Like for whatever reason, if he was ever like a starter, you know how they cut the lights off and they introduce the starters one by one, and they just start playing like steak cook knife or something when they introduce him, and he just comes out fucking cooking.
And that's I wonder what are they gonna call him? And now small forward, little B, like
from Oakland.
Is that what they're gonna Is that what they're gonna go through? Like that shit is crazy. Just imagine the little B Golden State Warriors jerseys or whatever. Base God
on the back it'll say Base God on the back.
Yeah, Base God. I would cop a Base God jersey.
I would get a Base God. I don't even wear jerseys no more. I'll cop a Base God jersey. It'd be like 00 or some stupid shit like that. He would have some weird ass number.
Shit would be all types of fucking epic if Little B made it.
Yo, dude would be he'd be posting up somebody trying to D him up, and he'd be like, you got really good handles, but the Base guy can't let you score.
Yeah, saying some wild homo shit. Saying some wild.
Yo, dude be pushing the line, man. I seen a video of this nigga had some fucking woman's earrings on. He had like some pearl earrings.
Yo, I think that was the same video where he had the grandma Sunday church hat on.
And he had like that rose, right?
Yep.
That's the one. Somebody made a gif where he like gave the camera a funny ass look, and I fucking died laughing for like 10 minutes. This dude's got the best gift material.
He does.
Out of anybody, Lil B got a gift for everything.
He does. Dude is a fucking comedy beast. I'm saying we need him. The NBA needs Little B right now. Yeah,
definitely. So, for something that the world needs to something that the world can go without,
this is tough.
This to you last night.
This is tough right here, Pete. A bunch of childhoods are about to get fucked up right now.
About to fuck everybody's lives up right now. Shit, I guess I just put it bluntly. Hulk Hogan got a sex tape, y'all.
Matter of fact, and since we here at GeekSet Radio love our fans so much, I'm going to go through this so my fans don't have to go through this.
Daddy did that so y'all don't got to.
I'm going to watch the tape right now. I'm obviously going to pause whatever sound is on, but I'm going to watch the tape. But yeah.
You're going to need more than one pause.
But yeah, Hulk Hogan has a sex tape, and we're going live right now. It's let me see, it's a black and white tape. Hulk has a chick laying on the bed. Homeboy's in like a cutoff. Oh man. Oh no, man. Oh no, son.
Yo, give me that link, dog.
Hogan has a tan. Hogan, hang on. So hang on. He's about to go in on Shorty, and she says, I guess his phone rings. Hang on, I'm sending you the link right now.
He probably said, "What do you want, brother? I'm about to be knee deep in some puss."
His son is calling about his cell phone's ringing, so she's like, he's like, let me see if that's Nick. Hold on. And the video's only 16 seconds. No, it's more. I'm sorry, it's more than 16 seconds. The ringtone is "They Don't Know Nothing About Us." I don't know what song that is. The chick doesn't look that bad, to be honest.
Nah.
And Hogan is getting dome. Hang on. Shorty, oh man. Shorty's going off the top rope for the Hulkster.
Oh shit, I'm trying to fucking peep this shit.
Oh snap. Hogan just went gangster. Hogan told the broad, "Put your clothes back on and get the fuck out of here."
Damn. Hulkster's a G like that?
Yeah, I don't know if he's joking because the chick is right there. He says, I don't know who's saying what. There's no sound on it. He's saying I'm out of breath. Oh, snap.
Like
oh, hang on. Apparently, there's some dude in the house. Because some other guy just said something. And Hogan said, go chill with him.
Hogan passing around to the homies.
Yeah, Hogan says, somebody's in his office. Go hang out with him. Wow. Yeah, it's
I'm surprised that he didn't get his nut and spray paint NWO on her back when he was done.
That would have been, yo.
That would have been some trill shit right there. Like,
the broad asked him if him and his wife are getting divorced. Hogan says he doesn't know.
You got that play-by-play, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought I was going to see the Hulkster wearing her out. You know, He really.
I kind of was like hoping that he would like tear his shirt and then like flex.
Yo, dude.
While he was knocking her off.
Yo, I would have, man. Listen, I would have paid for that shit. And that's it. The video itself is a minute 41. I don't know if it's just. I'm assuming it's just small clips. It's like a. No, actually, the whole video.
Yeah,
the whole video is
like
long.
a 30-minute. It's like a 30-minute movie.
Yeah, and this clip is like a minute. So there's 30 minutes and 17 seconds. This little preview is like a minute 17 seconds of it. But man, listen, people. I was fucked up when Judd told me about this yesterday. I was like, not the Hulkster, not the Hulkster, man.
I mean, Hulkster gotta get his nut too, man.
Yeah, man. I grew up on the Hulkster, but yeah, I just saw a whole different angle of the Hulkster.
I can just imagine him walking to the bedroom with like his with the NWO theme music and shit.
With the shades on.
Yeah, with the shades and the bandana.
Flexing.
And old girl's already on the bed and he tears his shirt.
Yeah. That shit would have been some fucking.
He gets on the mic and starts talking shit like, "Let me tell you something, brother." Came into the Hulk's bedroom.
But you know what? I think this whole like sex tape thing is an epidemic in wrestling. I know there's been a couple of them, and on the.
Didn't China have a sex tape?
Yo, you read my fucking mind, dog. Listen, people. Listen, people. I've seen videos of the Taliban cutting people's heads off. I've seen puppies get thrown off of mountains. I've seen all types of shit. But I could only watch about 5 seconds of this China sex tape.
Yo, wasn't what's old boy's name that he was a wrestler too that was piping her in the movie, right?
I don't remember who that dude was.
It was damn, X-Pac. That's his name. I think that was him.
Oh, that was him. I don't even know.
I think so. Don't quote me on it.
That shit was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, they're I mean, let's be honest. These people's lives are fucked up as is, and then they got their sex tapes leaked out there. Cause didn't that bitch China have like a reality show?
Yo, I don't know what she had with that broad. I saw 5 seconds of it, and it looked like two dudes. That's all I'm gonna say.
I swear, I think she had a reality show, like one of them stupid ass dating shows. Because I remember flipping through the channels. This was a while ago, like maybe like a couple years ago. I remember flipping through the channels, and your boy X-Pac showed up out of nowhere and was like all like love struck and shit.
Yeah.
And I guess she ain't want no parts of him. And old boy like ran out the house like dude on Friday, crying in his car.
Yo, nice. That dude, man. Going in on China on tape, that's some shit you don't take.
Yo, she's bigger than him.
That's some shit you don't take. That's some shit where you hire some Israeli security experts to make sure nobody is taping you with that.
Yo, that's like a chihuahua fucking a pit bull, bro.
Man, listen, that's like a fucking African lion going in on a chihuahua. Tearing up, man. Craziness. Wrestlers, get your shit together, wrestlers, please.
That's a big bitch too, man. She could probably bench press my ass.
You don't fuck that bitch right, she punch you in your fucking throat. Knock your
Well, yo, you know, just remind me of, remember, you see that Eddie Murphy, I think it was on Raw, when he was talking about it, Mr. T was a faggot?
Don't remember that.
See that?
Yeah, I've seen Raw, but I don't remember it.
That's like, I think it was on Raw or Delirious, when he was like, yeah, boy, you look mighty cute in them jeans. And he was like, don't come too fast. He's like, I forget how the whole skit went, but he was talking some shit about Mr. T being gay or whatever. Check the clip out. It's pretty funny because it reminds me of some shit that China would do. Because I think Eddie Murphy was like, "Yeah, boy, don't come too fast. I'll clench my butt cheeks and rip your dick off," or some crazy shit like that, right? And I can just imagine China doing that shit, like just fucking giving your ass the pedigree if you bust too early.
That's fucking nuts.
All right, so I guess we cooked enough on that subject, and I guess we'll go back to being serious. We probably should switch that around a little bit, but some refreshing news out of the world for a lot of you gloomy ass people who don't think that there's any hope for whatever. The world's Honduras president, I don't even know how to say this dude's last name, but the president of Uruguay, he earns $12,500 a month, and he donates all of it but $1,250 to his country.
That's fucking Jose Mujica. I want to say his name is.
I guess.
I mean, it's it's such a like that's really because the president is supposed to technically give back and serve to their country, serve for their country, but this dude keeps it pretty literal. He he only keeps $1,250 a month for him and his wife. His wife is a senator, and she donates apparently part of her salary. The most expensive thing they own is an old school Volkswagen Beetle that is worth $2,000 or whatever. And I mean, fucking like nowadays with all this greed, and you hear about these bankers taking away millions and people losing everything. It's good to see a true public servant.
Yeah, and I think the thing is interesting also as I'm reading this story is that dude was a guerrilla fighter. He's an extreme left wingist, and he's come full circle. Like to really live your values once you get to the top, because a lot of people when they're running for office and things like that. I'm not going to drop any names, but they say a lot of stuff to get elected, and when they do get elected, they don't do shit. They seem like they're not the same person. But this dude really is about that life. He was a guerrilla fighter to change the way that the country was, and now he's living what he fought for, and that's commendable to the highest degree.
It is. I mean, again, like I said, this should really, especially in a lot of these Latin American countries, although that was just funny, I was talking about this before. Uruguay doesn't have as bad of an economic or social issue as other countries, but it's not it's not an extremely rich country neither. So for this man to do this, and hopefully others follow in line and do the fucking same thing. He was earning $12,500 a month, which is fucking.
And that's a fucking fortune in that country.
Yeah, that's close to 150 grand a year, as a president only, not including maybe other side businesses he might have had. So he's earning a good chunk of change, and he gave it all away, gives it all away or whatever.
And he said dude doesn't have a bank account or any debt, so he's really just keeping what he needs and making sure everybody else is okay. And that's, like you said, like corruption is everywhere. So this is a great story. And I think the other thing, I just want to throw this in here at the bottom of this article. JFK did the same thing, and nobody talked about that shit. And this dude was rich as fuck.
I didn't. I didn't know that. I was surprised when I read that. But I mean, JFK had money. Again, I don't know if this dude had money. I'm assuming maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he came from a guerrilla fighting background. So, but JFK had money. They had long money. They had wealth. So him giving away his money to a certain extent, I guess that's why it hasn't got publicity.
It's really the principle about it though too, that he's not collecting any extra money. He's just living off of what he got, which is that's alright by me.
Yeah, me too. It's a good look, anyways.
And apparently Herbert Hoover did it too. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about him though.
Yeah, he did it. His reasoning for it. I mean, I like his reasoning, so he wouldn't be accused of corruption.
Yeah, and those were the good old days of the presidency.
We're accused of corruption. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of presidency, everybody knows the full-on political machine is running on all 8 cylinders. And some refreshing news coming out of my state. Finally, we got something right here. If you guys been following the news, there was a big to-do about the voter ID restrictions and things like that. So basically, a judge here in Harrisburg overturned the law saying that people in Pennsylvania won't have to present a state-approved ID to vote, which basically was alienating some of the minority and the less fortunate people that were probably likely to vote Democrat in this upcoming election.
Yeah, and when this first came out, when they first passed they saw we're proposing it, Pastor. However, I remember reading about it. I know it got quiet for a while, and I heard about it again when you brought it up to me. I mean, it was the right thing to do, because there's genuinely people that are here working, even getting taxes, because you school the listeners for a second. You can be here, quote unquote, illegally and still pay taxes. So there are people that are doing that, and they want to participate in the political process, but at the same time they don't have these laws set up barriers for them, and they won't be able to participate. I think we're all about the political process, and I use that very lightly. This country's all about the political process here, and this allows a greater number of people to do this. And the most important part about this, because the great fear, I believe, from Republicans is that all of a sudden, if you do this, you're going to have like 20 million Mexicans coming from Mexico and influence every fucking election. That shit's not going to fucking happen.
Nah, people always take it too far when it comes to this, and that's the conservative sect being fearful of change.
Yeah, that's all that is. That's all.
And I don't think this. I mean, I think it's significant in that it's going to allow those who want to vote the ability to vote the way that they want to. To have that opportunity. But I don't think it's going to be such massive in that a lot of Republicans and some conservative Democrats feel like this is going to sway the storm of the election one way or the other. I think it's going to help, and I think. Like you said, it's just doing the right thing because it's doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so they got something right. It's good to see some laws get knocked down by checks and balances and things like that. And my tax dollars are at work here in Pennsylvania, so thanks, guys. All right, so time for GeekSet Empire.
GeekSet Empire. What are we dropping this week?
It's So hold on, we got 2 more goons, right? You want to just do 1 goon apiece today?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went first last time, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna pull a you moment, and I'm gonna come out of left field. And I know you've seen this movie. This is one of my favorites. My goon for today is Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs.
My favorite character. Other thing. Favorite character.
For those of you that don't know, Mr. Blonde is like the quiet psychopath.
Man.
I guess his claim to fame is torturing that cop and setting him on fire, right?
Yes.
So
the classic scene.
If you guys don't know, Reservoir Dogs is a heist movie. It's a classic movie. It's got our boy Steve Buscemi in it. So some shit goes down in the bank robbery. Nobody knows their each other's names. They all got the same suit or whatever, and they're all supposed to rally up at this warehouse. And do they take the cop hostage, or does the cop end up
they have the shootout, and if anybody hasn't seen the movie, they have the shootout. They're leaving the bank, and different cops are following him. Mr. Blonde happens to ambush this cop and throws him in the trunk.
Right.
And they show up with this cop to the warehouse or whatever. And there's once you see that scene, that song gets stuck in your head forever, where he's slicing the dude up.
And the song is like just a happy, like,
yeah.
So, not like, I don't even like. The song is called "Stuck in the Middle with You," and it's on the radio. And Mr. Blonde is such a G with it. And the craziest way is he takes his suit jacket off, and he folds it up, right? Just sits it on the shit.
Yeah.
And he unbuttons his sleeves and rolls his sleeves up, and he takes a little straight razor out and gets surgical, literally, on the cop. The cop doesn't know anything, and Mr. Blonde is paranoid. Well, I wouldn't even say paranoid. He's just fucking not wrapped too tight. He's a couple beers short of a 6-pack, I think. But he's got the ultimate calm demeanor. And he's a smart dude throughout the movie. He's a smart dude. And he cuts dude's ear off. And he's just dancing around, cutting the dude up.
Pouring gasoline on him.
Yeah, pours gasoline on him. But yeah, Mr. Blonde is a vicious. Anytime you can slice a man's ear off while he's tied up and dance to some music at the same time, something's wrong.
And he takes the guy's ear and he's like, "Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
He's like, "Oh, I guess not." Doesn't he throw him back at him or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy,
dude's a
crazy.
fucking psycho, man. But yeah, that's one of my goons. My goons are their hand game is on point.
Dude is
Cut niggas'
crazy.
ears off.
Dude is crazy.
So who you got, man?
Man, my goon. Nah, I've been keeping it almost. I mean, it's not probably not predictable, but my goon. I mean, I think I want to call him an OG. Dude is loyal. He bitches sometimes, but he's down to put that work. My goon is Paulie from Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
That is, that's gonna be my goon. But dude's a G, man. Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
dude is a G. Whenever told, I mean, he's stabbed niggas, shot niggas, everything, everything. Whenever they needed him to put work in, he did. I know he had like his little thing towards the end when he was kind of mad at Tony or whatever for kind of putting him in the cut and not out from more. But the guy was a stand-up fucking guy. The dude was
Yeah.
a stand-up fucking dude.
Stand up goon.
Yeah, stand-up dude. Like, that's the type of dude, as long as you keep him in check every once in a while. But if you gotta be like, yo, you need to go knock pot. You need to go whack Tony over there. Go do some work at the pizzeria. He'll walk in there no problem. Knife work, gun work, fist work, choke work, all that.
Yeah, you gotta have them multi-talented goons.
Yeah,
You can't have just a goon that only busts his guns.
you do. And I said, dude was pretty. I think even though he wanted more in The Sopranos, he was a pretty simple dude. Pretty simple dude. I mean,
Most goons are though. If you really think about like all the dudes that we picked, they're like just I wouldn't say normal because they're all like fucking cold blooded ass folks, but like they're pretty simple. I think nobody's really that complex. Maybe Chris from The Wire that you picked, that he's got his little demons or whatever, but I think that's pretty much the most complex goon that we have.
yeah.
So we got one goon left. We're gonna save that for last week, and then Danny and I are gonna go back over our rosters and determine if we need to make any substitutions, any lineup shuffles, and then and then we're gonna go into our Empire's businesses and things like that, and just kind of chop it up about what kind of work our guys will put in.
Yes.
So, and then we got a new segment coming for you guys real soon. We're gonna be bringing Craigslist to you guys' faces, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh shit, I forgot about the House of Cards series on Netflix.
Yeah, House of Cards. Netflix has one original series already, which I would really recommend for you guys. It's not going to be my Netflix recommendation of the week, but they have a series called Lilyhammer on there. It's with one of the main soprano guys. I forgot his name. He's the one that ran the strip bar for Tony. Not the one that got beat up, but the other dude. Anyway, it's a good series. Now they have another one. They actually did real good. It's from the series is based out of, I want to say it's Norway, and it had the highest rating ever for the country. Now they have a new series called House of Cards. The good thing about these original series from Netflix is that they throw the whole series out there. Like, it's not one episode per week. Like, all 13 episodes drop at one time. And this new series is called House of Cards, starring who did we have starring here? I know it was it Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey, yeah.
Starring Kevin Spacey. It's about politics. It's about corrupt politics here in the U.S. It is a spin of a 1990s British show already. But the reason I like this, I'm not too interested about the series itself, but I think it's a good look for Netflix to start dropping more and more original series, because it turns them into their own semi-cable provider, I want to say.
Yeah.
So
original content.
Yeah, original content. Like I said, Lilyhammer is a really, really good show. You get all 13 episodes. You can watch them whatever the fuck you want at the pace you fucking want. Arrested Development is coming back. I didn't know that was one of their series neither.
Really?
I didn't know. Yeah.
You know what though? I've never watched it, so I don't.
Oh man, that shit is funny.
For real? I hear a lot of people talk about it, but I never.
That shit is fucking hilarious. I had no idea it was one of their own series, but yeah, apparently they're coming back with a new season, or whatever. And if you've seen Arrested Development, then you know Netflix puts out high quality stuff. Also, if you've seen Lilyhammer, you know they put out high quality stuff. Good actors and all around, in all his shows. So I think this House of Cards is gonna be big. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't watch Netflix as much as I used to, unfortunately. But I gotta get back in. I usually watch I try and watch something when I'm going to bed. So I watch a little bit of something and I end up falling asleep and then I never watch it. And, usually on Sundays, me and my girl will watch a movie or something together. We'll try to decide on something to watch together. But I haven't really been watching a whole lot. I usually end up just watching fucking documentaries more often than not because I spend too much time shuffling through everything to try and see what I want to watch.
Yeah.
So it's hard unless you know exactly what you want to watch.
I go through what I do once every couple of weeks is I go through all because I'm always rating movies too. That helps a lot. And then once or twice every couple of weeks I go through all the recommendations, all the categories, and I add about 5 movies, 6 movies, and a couple of series and a couple of documentaries, and that holds me down for a couple of weeks. And since I don't watch everything, it's just always stacking. It's just always stacking. So.
Well, I guess that's a good segue to our Netflix recommendations.
Yep.
So, what do you want to put the folks on to this week, man?
This week, I'm going to put y'all on to a movie called The Grey. Stars Liam Neeson, so you know that shit's going to be fucking action. Anyway, he works at some type of oil rig type of place out in Alaska. The dude is a security guard type of dude or whatever. And fucking him and the rest of the guys are on a plane going back to the major city. And the plane crashes. About 8 of them survive. And the movie is based about those 8 guys trying to get to safety while getting stalked by a group of wolves. And the movie go these aren't your little punk ass wolves from True Blood. These were some wolves on fucking steroids, fucking people up. Now the movie, don't be pissed at me guys next fucking week. The movie does have a kind of what the fuck type of ending. I personally liked it. Some others might not, but besides that, it's action all the way through with the lions, the fucking the wolves picking off these guys one by one.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. I've seen it. I think I added it to my instant queue or whatever, but I was waiting. I think me and my girl are gonna end up watching it because I think she would probably like it too. So I might watch that this weekend. Actually, I'm gonna have to remind myself. I gotta watch fucking Donnie Darko too. I have that in my queue, and I haven't watched that shit yet either.
It's a good movie. I think I got a DVD.
Yeah, I heard it's one of those. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so my Netflix recommendation for this week, I had something and I can't remember, so I'm just gonna fall back on a safety pick. One of my favorite movies of all time, probably in my top 3. For me personally, one of the funniest movies I've ever watched is Tommy Boy. I love this movie. It's Chris Farley, David Spade in their prime. If you guys haven't seen it, it's Chris Farley's character is a college graduate. His dad has an auto parts factory in Ohio, and Tommy graduates from school, so he goes back to work for his dad's company. Whatever. David Spade, they've known each other since elementary school. David Spade works for Tommy's dad or whatever, and they just launched the brake pad division, and it's supposed to really do big numbers for them and basically save the company. And then Tommy's father passes away, and Tommy doesn't know anything about the auto parts industry, doesn't know shit from shit, and he's basically got to save the company. But it's just so much fuckery in the movie, and one-liners between him and David Spade, and David Spade being the smug dude that he is. It's classic Chris Farley comedy. If you haven't seen it and you like Chris Farley, recommend it. I give it 5 stars. Actually, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Tommy Boy's hilarious. I've seen that. It's hilarious.
I was watching that shit the other day. I was up. I got up before class or whatever, and I was like, man, I'm gonna listen to Tommy Boy while I'm going to work or before I'm getting ready for class. Because I think my favorite scene is when David Spade goes to pick him up from the airport, and he's like, hey, did you hear? I graduated college. And And David Spade's like, yeah, just under a shade under. He's like, in just a shade under a decade. And he's like, shut up, Richard. A lot of people go to college for 8 years. And he's like, yeah, they're called doctors. And he's like, hey, I thought my dad was supposed to pick me up. And he's like, yeah, he was, but you weren't here. And he goes, oh, well, I tried to call. And he's like, really? What number did you dial? And he's like, 763-9er. David Spade's just an asshole in the movie. He's like, I can't hear you. You're trailing off. And did I catch a 9er in there? And he's like, what are you calling from, a walkie-talkie? And Chris Farley's like, no, it was a cordless. So, Tommy Boy, that's my Netflix recommendation for the week. Great movie. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. So you got any shout-outs this week?
Yeah, man. I'm going to shout out all the listeners. I know there was an issue. I don't remember his the guy. Two Guns Up. There was Two Guns Up over at Bacardi. He pointed out an issue with the format. If you guys ever download our podcast off of Podmatic, the download file will be an MP4 file. This is not the way we upload it. I usually upload it as a WMV file, which is a Windows video file. And the reason I do that is it makes it easier to upload on YouTube. Just a bunch of technical things. But if you do download the Podmatic thing, it's going to be MP4. And I know there's been performance issues with that happening. But like I said, I kind of explained why that issue was happening. That wasn't nothing on our end. But yeah, just shout out to everybody, like always, that's been listening. Keep on listening. Recommend our Twitter, please. I mean, our Twitter's kind of flat, being sick right now. I'm not even gonna lie. We need more followers on there. So if you're listening and you're not following us, follow us on Twitter at GeekSet Radio. We're always dropping like tech news as soon as it stops. When there's sales on phones, sales on tablets, new tech, a lot of things we talk about here, we drop the links already there, so you'll be ahead of the game with that. And
we're gonna have to start doing some exclusive shit to get our Twitter Twitter weight up. So me and you might have to game plan a little bit to get our shit on steroids a little bit.
Yeah, we are. Shout out to everybody.
With real followers. We don't do that pay for followers.
No, we ain't paying for no 10,000 followers and shit. Shout out to everybody at the Kali. There's been a bunch of upgrades at thekali.com. The blog's now actually thekali.com.
Yes.
No dash in there. You can access the forum through there. We now have mentions like Facebook in there. We have hashtags like Facebook's. We have a new theme called the Kali, which is hooked up by the homie Rain. And just Kali's doing big things. Then shout out to them like always. Our podcast is always up there on the Kali News. We're doing great numbers over there. And that's it. Shout out to everybody. Keep on listening, folks.
Alright, I just got a couple of shout outs. Shout out to geekdip.com. It's a guy that I know personally. He's got a show, a little bit of a website like ours, with TV, movies, things like that. We're going to get Stefan on the show, chop it up with us about it, watch the same stuff that we do. So we're going to do a little collab with those guys over at Geek Dip. So check them out. Their website's pretty cool. Follow them on Twitter. If you're following us, follow those guys. They always drop cool news about TV shows. They write articles about TV shows. Shout out to everybody at TBM, holding everybody down. Good luck to my teammates tomorrow out at the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships for the Masters and Seniors out in Long Beach. Bring us home some hardware, guys. And everybody that listens, like Danny said, thanks for helping us get our numbers up and everything like that. We got some more stuff coming for y'all. Don't worry, our content will never get stale. As long as there's news, we're always going to put our spin on it. So, for nothing else, thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Judd. Always with Danny. This is GeekSet Radio, and we're out.